First of all, to create our own Macawisley.
Honorable Farah.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I also wish to weigh on this issue. It's very close to our hearts. And we know the problem, those of us who come from the north and the contiguous districts of Lamu and Tana River. As a matter of fact, my two very good young men here, I don't know what I should call them my sons because they're all younger than my son, except the first one is older than my son. Honorable Yaqub and Honorable Ali of Ijara. They have a very tough task right now, just navigating through their constituencies to be able to give attention to their constituencies and see how they can deliver development. They literally have to go with a convoy of security men and women. Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy. I've had Sigei. Sigei was a DC in Garissa when we were going through similar problems many years back in the 90s. And we did a fantastic job then. The manner in which you deal with these people has got to be very specialized, and Kala Russell will tell you that. You don't use a conventional force. When you say bring up back our forces, this is not numbers. They go in small numbers of 5, 4, 6, and they carry out these problems. They don't go in thousands. They don't face the forces in a frontal attack. They hide. The best way to deal with them, and I want my colleagues also to support me on this, is for us, first of all, to create our own Macawisley, which is our own KPR. And our own KPR is in a position to track them and smoke them out of wherever they go in. In my constituency now, the Honorable Yaqub will tell you that there's nobody there. There's not a single Al-Shabaab in my constituency. We flush them out. And I spend my own resources to send to those young men to follow them on foot and track them. And just the other day, they tried to attack outside Hame, and you heard what happened to them. 4 of them were brought down. These 2 young men get the same support, and we put in resources into that and pay the KPRs better than we do now. Because our KPR do not get paid anything. They get paid a very paltry 5,000 shillings a month, and that does not even come for 6 months, 7 months sometimes in a row. If we put a little bit of more resources into that, we give them a little bit of a more firepower in that, and we follow them up also with provisions, food, bullets, and the rest of them, we can finish this at the minimum cost, and we can literally smoke them out, flush them out, and get rid of them. A young man who grew up in the Lake region or grew up in the mountain region, who went and trained in Kiganjo and comes out there as a police officer, and you tell him to track such hardened criminals, you are sentencing them to death sentence. It is not fair. It's not fair at all for these young people to be sent after these hardened, seasoned, very, crooked guys, because they will just ambush. And they will put the IEDs everywhere they can. And the IEDs have the capacity to be put in underground there. I almost lost my life when I was campaigning last time because there was an attempt on that. And they hide somewhere in the bushes there and blow up whenever the vehicle passes on that place. But if they were being chased on foot by people who know them, I don't know if we have a Pokot member of parliament in here. We could also do with a few members of the Pokot community also in the security forces, the Turkana, and what do you call and some of those people who have had a similar situation like ours. We've chased them and we smoked them out, the Borans, the Somalis. These are the people, give me just a few more minutes, 2 more minutes. These are the people who basically know how to deal with that. This is not a conventional force. Homegrown, you need to get people who understand the way they work and put a little bit of resources into those people. We'll flush them out. They'll get rid of them all. You don't need any sophisticated military mechanism and the rest of it. We just need to be smart. So I'm